Okay, welcome. Welcome to my live streaming on YouTube as well as on Zoom on this wonderful topic, which is related to your personal brand. Let me tell you very much initially, you are a product if you have a brand, and if not, you are a commodity. So I am Colonel Rajiv Bhargav, and I am the founder of the company Leaders Weave Stories. And I have had a long stint in the Indian Army. As you can understand, that I have been a colonel, and I have been with the Indian School of Business for 13 years. And now I am a visiting faculty at executive education at Indian School of Business. And also, I am a faculty at the Harishankar Singhania School of Business at Jaipur. So today I want to take you through a very fascinating journey about how to develop your personal brand and in the bargain, market your business, make yourself better known, and have that satisfaction of telling the world what you mean and what you are known for. So I will not waste much time and I will start my presentation. And just to say that in case any of you have any clarification or if there is anything you want to ask in between, please use the chat mode. That would be wonderful if you can use that. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen now. Okay, today we have the topic crafting a personal brand that connects. AI as your copilot. I'm going to ask you a very interesting question, and that is what is it that you carry from before you were born till long after your death? Any thoughts? Do write in the chat whatever comes to your mind. Anyone? Okay, never mind. I do see on YouTube somebody mentioning name and somebody mentioning even teeth. Oh, yeah, actually, it is right. It is teeth, but I didn't mean that. What it really works out is reputation. You have a reputation before you were born, and all through your life, you are enhancing or reducing that reputation. And after that, your children will carry that reputation. Take the example of J.R.D. Tata. There was some reputation with which he was born, and thereafter, for a long time, he has been developing his reputation. And after his death, the children, the Tata complete community, is going to carry that reputation. Okay, in the same lines, I have another question for you. What is that one thing we strive to build and multiply from our first responsibility to our final day? Okay, well, the answer is I'm sure you have all figured it out. It is very simple. It is the pursuit of wealth. Okay, now we all understand that wealth, as we see, is transitory. Okay, wealth is transitory. In Sanskrit, we have a word for it. It is nashvare. It is there with you today. Tomorrow, it won't be there. On the other hand, we have this reputation which is bestowed to us by our parents, and we increase it. And once we are gone, it is still there. And yet, we spend our entire life in the pursuit of this Nashwarya, transitory wealth, and not worry about our reputation at all. ये एक विडंबना है. It is a real vidambana. So just imagine if you can develop your reputation as much as you value your wealth, where it will take you, right? It can take you to a new level altogether. And so now the question comes, when I say reputation, what does it involve? Right? We have made it clear that reputation is always with you, even before death and after death. So your personal brand shapes reputation. Your reputation reflects your values. Your consistency that you have will build the trust. And once you manage your reputation, once you are able to develop a personal brand, there are immense number of opportunities that come your way. We will see that as we go ahead. So now I ask the question, what is a personal brand? Well, a personal brand is your image and reputation. You can ask yourself, who am I? Your personal brand. And then next is, why do people not develop their personal brand? Quite often. Okay, they don't. And it is because of some myths that we believe. Yes. I'm going to talk about just 3 myths out here. The first myth, doing great work is great reputation. Wow, we have heard that often. And let me say that even it is there in Gita and even our other Upanishads and others, where we say that doing great work gives us great reputation. So imagine that you have worked late nights and burnt midnight oil all through. And at the next departmental meeting, your boss will announce the best employee award. And in fact, you are sure that you are going to get it, and you have started drafting the acceptance speech also to think that who all you will include, whose all names will you include in this. Well, here comes a boiler. The award goes to Rahul, your co-worker. You are devastated. You feel that you have been robbed, that no one has seen how much of midnight oil you have burnt, right? You are absolutely heartbroken. But the fact is that people are not mind readers. They have no way of knowing what great work you are doing unless you let them know. Right? It's very important. And you need to market your contribution to be recognized. The second aspect, my boss will market my brand. How many times we think that way? That I will attach myself to my boss and then he will market my brand for me, right? His brand is my brand. That's what we think. Well, he's the best boss ever. So you are also in his flow. You are also the best person. Well, let me tell you. But when the boss retires, you are on your own. And not only that, all the enemies of your boss are transferred to you as your enemies. Your cheerleader is gone. Okay. Worse than that, if your boss moves on and leaves you on your own, doesn't take you with him, it often happens. Again, you are left to yourself. You need to be your own brand manager and not rely on your boss. Right? That is very important. This, of course, is the reality of life. Third, self-promotion is boastful and bad. How many times our parents have told us कि बेटा कर्म किए जाओ, कर्म की चिंता करो, फल अपने आप आएंगे. ये गीता का भी ज्ञान है. लेकिन वो जमाना था जब सोशल मीडिया इतना एक्टिव नहीं था. आज की तारीख में सोशल मीडिया इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. एंड इसमें एक और चीज जो मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि सेल्फ प्रमोशन इज नॉट अबाउट आर own promotion, that हमारी ego को boost. No, it is about promoting our own ideas, right? That is very important because our ideas are no one will come to know unless we tell them. And you have to promote those ideas because you don't want to go to your grave thinking that I wish I had conveyed this and it would have made a huge difference. That something of that sort. Well, that's how self promotion is really about educating the market about your value, about your thoughts and your deeds. So these were a few aspects that I want to tell you. And also your unique value, man. That is, I must say that the unique value is very important. All of us out here in this world have something about which we are considered to be experts. Each and every one of us. We will see that as we go ahead, right? So whether you like it or not, you are a brand. You're already a brand. And you want to try it out? I'll give you an example. Go to incognito mode on Google and type your name. Whatever comes out there will give you an idea about your personal brand. If a lot of good things are written, great, you have a wonderful brand. If nothing is written, then also there is a challenge. You need to work upon your brand. Now, when I type my name on Google, Rajiv, Bhargav, Bhargava, you know what happens? My name comes somewhere towards the 11th or 12th. Why? Because there is a Rajiv Bhargav, Rajeev, who is a philosopher, who is somebody who has written number of books, and the entire media is talking about him. So what does it tell me? It tells me that Rajiv Bhargav, you better tighten your bootstrings. You have to enhance your brand value. Otherwise, you will remain at the bottom, 10, 11, and beyond. That's what I want to bring out. Appearance and personality matter. How you dress up for occasions. What is your personality? Are you a go-getter? Do you shake hands by looking right into the eye? All these are your personal brand. Your specialized knowledge defines value. What is it that you are good at? Every one of us is good at something or the other. Now that defines your value. And experience shapes your professional identity. Now, if you talk about just defining value, a value could be dependability, it could be punctuality, it could be discipline. Like, I am a FOG, and we have been seeing so many army officers who believe that punctuality is next to godliness. They believe that if there is a meeting at 9, I better be there at 9. Because if I am at 5 past 9, I have wasted the time of 5 minutes of each of every one of them who is already out there. And you are not respecting that person. And of course, as I said, experience shapes your professional identity. The more experience you have, the more mature your brand is, right? So I want to bring out one thing, that your brand is your promise. It is what you stand for and how you deliver that promise. Think upon it. Your strengths. What are you exceptionally good at? And what do others consistently ask you for your help? If suppose you are a person who loves to travel and who loves to go to new places, and if people come to you asking what would be a good itinerary, say to go to Vietnam, okay, or go to Pondicherry, then you are an expert. That is expert at that. That is your strength. Or if you are a person whom everyone wants to come and ask which vehicle they should buy, because you have a extraordinary knowledge about that. There it is. And one more example. If you are a person who understands proteins well, how much of protein do you require in your body? Okay. How much of what food has what amount of protein? If people come and ask you that, there you are. That is your strength, right? What principles guide your decision and actions, your values? I just discussed that, right? You have to define your values because without values, you are like a ship without a rudder. There will be just a storm and you will go in the direction of the waves. Ayaram, Gayaram. You have to be very clear about your values and your passion. What energizes you? When you get up in the morning, what is it that you want to do? That is your personal brand. And suppose your passion is your work and it is the strength for which everyone comes to you. Your life is made. You have a great personal brand that you can utilize wherever you wish to do so. Your USP, we discussed that. What is that USP that you have in the crowded market? How are you different from others? What is that thing that make people come to you? Now, these are the anatomy of your personal brand. Now, let me tell you a story about a personal brand. Okay, it starts with the story of Shraddha Sharma, a small town girl near Patna. She was from modest background. Her father was in the railways, her mother was a homemaker, and she always wanted to be a journalist. A lady who, in a small town where English was hardly known anywhere, there were hardly any concerns, any companies worth mattering, right? And there she was wanting to be a journalist. Of course, life was not initially very good for her. She graduated, and then because she wanted to be a journalist, she went around joining various small time newspapers, publishers, and going ahead. Life took her along until one day a thought came to her mind. And that was that there are so many startups in our country, but there is no platform where they can tell their stories. Once she had that idea, she immediately quit her job. That was the passion. She quit her job without any concern. And she was in Bangalore that time, and she started writing about companies, startups. Whichever startup came her way, she started writing about them. And she was all alone. So every editing, interview, all the paraphernalia she used to do and put it up on a platform. And that platform, because the startups, it was written from the heart, the startups started liking and the platform started growing in reputation. And she kept adding until somewhere around 2016-17, where AI made a dramatic entry for her. Now, with artificial intelligence being with her, she was able to get much more crisp summaries of interviews. She was able to get stories, put them on the platform, and as a result, the output multiplied like anything. And slowly and steadily, she developed such a great reputation that she was known for that. And you know whom I am talking about? Yes, I'm talking about your story. If you have heard about this brand, they are doing wonders. She is Forbes' most powerful 40 under 40 females. And I happened to meet her in Chandigarh. So that is why it motivated me also to go for this story. And her real line, that quote, which makes a difference, is this: when you don't come from privilege, your story has to be your identity. How true. Now, let's come to, I mean, we have talked enough about how valuable personal brand is, right? Now, let us come to see how we can build our personal brand. Well, I am very fond of frameworks. And in life, you better be also fond of framework, because you pick up any stone and underneath you'll find a framework. How common that is. So here is the 3S framework for developing your own story, your own personal brand. One is talk about self. What shaped you? All of us have stories. We are made up of stories. Only that we don't realize. So if you can go back on your timeline from the time you were a child and see what are the incidents which have impacted you. Some accident somewhere. Or it could be that one of your very close relatives was suffering from, say, cancer, or a pancreatic liver, or a liver which is a fatty liver, a cirrhosis of the liver, whatever that may be. It may be the pancreas. Now, how that shaped you, how you struggled for your parents, maybe, or you saw your neighbors, their entire families struggling. Or it could be something positive also, that you saw that someone rise out of the ashes to become a known person. Now, that could have also shaped you by motivating you. So, that is the self part of it. You have to identify what shaped you. What are the stories that made a difference to you? Struggle, what challenged you? As I said, suppose a close relative was suffering from cancer or a kidney failure, and you had to go. In fact, I'll tell you my story. I was in Ghaziabad. My mother was not well. I took her to the hospital, and there I saw a couple sitting because the bread earner, the husband, had to go for dialysis and they had no money. Oh, what a situation that was. I felt so bad. That way, even I'm sure you have felt bad for something. And some of the youngsters have taken it upon themselves to change the world so that what they felt, no one else will ever feel. And the third aspect is what changed because of you. There are so many incidents where somebody who has struggled who has seen somebody struggling under a candlelight in his village or her village, they get the motivation. They later on maybe crack the IAS for that matter and ensure that their entire village has electricity. That something has changed because of you. These are the three things which are the components of your story, right? Let us see. I'll take you to the story of a small time businessman by the name of Raghu. Now, Raghu says that, see, he's facing problems for the small time business. Business is not good. So, what does he do? He wants to tell you that I run a small shop selling groceries. I escaped through my life and I'm trying to go online on Amazon. Does it motivate you? This sense, will you go and buy something from his shop just because if he comes and tells you this? Well, it is like any other story. How does it make a difference? He has to learn. I mean, if suppose Raghu has attended this session, what I am taking, and later on he wants to impress you, maybe he will say this: I am a small town grocer reinventing myself through e commerce to build a bigger, better future. See, what he's doing is elevating himself. And through his eyes, when you see, you also realize that there is some bigger things that Raghu is aiming for. And the third aspect, which is the story that I'm talking about, how he can develop, is that he says that I run a modest grocery shop built on years of trust in my locality. Remember, trust. I believe every customer is next to God, but the rising costs and shrinking margins has made survival difficult for me. So I have decided to reinvent myself, learning digital tools and moving my shop onto Amazon to reach more customers and create a sustainable future. Please visit me on Amazon and help me transform my locality. Doesn't this motivate you? Doesn't, when suppose he comes and tells you this, Is there a shift in your heart somewhere? If it is there, then he has been successful in telling you a great story. Maybe you will go and buy from a shop on Amazon, and then the purpose is achieved. Let's move ahead. Let me tell you the story of Nadira. Nadira, born in 1992, is a dynamic entrepreneur from JNK. She has a passion for Ayurvedic healthcare products, aiming to heal through traditional wisdom rather than modern medicines. That's about her. Now let's see her struggle. Her journey began while caring for her father through his battles with liver cirrhosis that he had. She, her mother, her sister, they spent months in hospitals, taking him around to various hospitals, witnessing his pain, and not only him, because there were others also of a similar other families. She saw how deeply affected they were, and that motivated her to do something. The stress took a physical toll on her. She lost 30 kgs, but also sparked a purpose. She took a firm resolve to never let liver disease impact the families around her. And she undertook extensive research to develop food products that heal the body and the soul. She used ingredients like saffron, arjun chal, and cardamom. Her core offerings were herbal teas. And today, her revenue is approximately rupees 4 crores. And she's changing the lifestyle of thousands of citizens. Now, suppose if I were to take this Nadira story, there are so many Nadiras in this world, okay, everywhere. Now, suppose I was to take this story of hers and use AI to come up with something really worthwhile. You AI as a copilot. Won't it be great? Let us see now. I will take you for that. For a moment, I'm stopping to share. I am wanting to use these prompts that you see. Now, the first prompt that I'm going to use is using AI for idea generation. I'm saying suggest 3 unique ways for an entrepreneur from JNK who loves Ayurvedic principles to make her mark in the Indian wellness market. Right? Let us see. I am going on to ChatGPT, and out here I am going to paste this. Acha, just a minute, there is a minor challenge. Uh, नहीं अभी मैं कर रहा हूँ ओके सो okay, now I'm sure you can see this. Now suppose I want to put this on. I asked ChatGPT, suggest 3 unique ways for an entrepreneur from JNK who loves Ayurvedic principles to make her mark in the Indian wellness market. Let's see what comes out. Build an Himalayan apothecary identity, right? Slightly difficult. I mean, for a common person, but signature ideas could be a kada for Himalayan liver healing kada, a Kong Posh gut healing ghee, or we can also say create a digital community built around rituals, not products. Most wellness brands sell. Very few teach people how to live Ayurveda in their daily lives. So maybe she can start a weekly online series, a 15-minute Kashmir Ayurvedic rituals. Another thing she can do is to introduce Ayurveda with tourism experiences. People have already seen Kashmir, Ladakh as serene. She can make it experiential and therapeutic. 3-day retreat, reset and realign. Then she becomes the name behind Ayurvedic Kashmir wellness tourism. Such a rich information that is coming our way, and most of us don't do that, don't use that. So let me take another way. Let me, I will have to escape for a second. Please excuse me. I'm now taking another chat which I'll be using. I hope you can see the chat GPT screen. So now I say, write a catchy social media bio for Nadira, a passionate entrepreneur from Jammu and Kashmir. She's passionate about Ayurveda and natural solutions to illnesses like liver diseases and other lifestyle diseases. Let's see what it says. Warm and purpose driven would be healing the world one herb at a time. Founder, Ayurveda and natural wellness advocate, inspired by my father's battle with liver disease. Another option could be Ayurvedic, healing, hope, J&K born wellness entrepreneur, creating natural solutions for liver and lifestyle disorders. Another option is which can be story focused, that from Kashmir's saffron fields to modern wellnesses. Healings began at home, and now it's my mission. So that way, there are a large number of such solutions that are available. But now I will really come up to the very important aspect. And now I will say, tell me in 150 words a founder story about Nadira. Okay, yeah. I grew up in J&K surrounded by nature, but I never truly understood its power until life forced me to. When my father battled liver diseases, hospitals, medicines became an everyday reality. I watched him struggle and I watched myself change emotionally, mentally, and physically. Right? And she goes on to say that the journey planted the seed for my purpose. Today, I'm building a wellness brand rooted in Himalayan herbs, Ayurvedic science, and compassion. So, no family has to navigate illness alone, confused or afraid. My mission is simple: bring back the healing we lost touch with. Now, suppose if she was to start a brand like this. Let me come back to our presentation now. Okay. So now imagine if Nadira was to put this story on every packaging that she sold. Won't it make you, your heart melt and make you go and buy whatever she is saying? She has used AI as a tool to make a difference. And let me tell you one more thing, that We need AI to build our personal brand. The real reasons that are there are first, because attention is the new currency and humans can't keep it up. Everyone today is posting, speaking, recording, writing, and your voice gets buried unless you create quality and consistency and clarity. And that is what Nadira has done by using AI as a co-pilot, right? Next, because most people know their story, actually they can't articulate it. You have lived a rich life, and that, but translating that into a sharp introduction, a clear message, a compelling story, a memorable identity is very hard. And the third reason, personal branding needs consistency. And life, we all are aware, is inconsistent. You can't write every day. You can't design every day. You can't ideate every day. AI becomes your creative partner. So your brand stays alive. Yes, even when you are exhausted. So, what has happened? A homemaker's unique voice plus AI's creative suggestions has made a personal brand that truly connects. The technology helps you shine brighter, but it's your story that people follow. And that is why I have used the word AI as co pilot. In an aircraft, you have a pilot and a co pilot. It is the pilot who actually flies the aircraft. The co pilot is there to assist, not to take the lead. If you depend on AI to just even define or create your story, then, as I initially said, you will not be a product. You'll become a commodity like everyone else. And let me tell you one more thing. This is a true story. What you just now saw is of Ridhima Arora, the founder of Namia Foods, and she is a Shark Tank success. I met her when she had come to the Indian School of Business. And what a motivating story she has to tell. And every word that I have written is correct, it's authentic. So, what are the practical do it yourself steps to build your brand with AI? Discover what is unique. Yes, you have to look within. Go back. No, take a deep breath somewhere, sit in calm, make a sheet of paper, a big timeline from the time you remember what your age was at 5, 6, whatever, when you start remembering things, till today. Identify incidents, people, facts that have shaped your life. Take out those which really make a difference. And suppose you are clear about what your product is going to be. Identify a incident in your life which motivated you to reach to this product, and decide to write a story on it. And you can always use AI, as I have just shown to you. Build your signature story. As a story architect, remember it is your story. You have to identify and then go to AI and create high precision content ideas. And AI as your thought partner, of course. By high precision, we mean if you know your audience, you know what is the story that you have to give to them, which can make a difference. Scratch exactly where it itches, nowhere else. That is what high precision is all about. Let's go ahead. Position yourself like a brand, not as a commodity. Your brand should be about yourself. It should be about your passion. There's something which made you passionate about working on this, to bringing in that change in the world, that impact that you would like to bring in. If you can Get it right, there is no stopping. I assure you of that. And interact thoughtfully, keep authenticity. I think if in all the words that I have said out here, the most important is authenticity, because only that will make you a product. Authenticity is extremely important. Find your own story and then build upon it. And of course, there are a large number of tools. There is ChatGPT, which we just saw. There is Canva, Magic Write. There is Google's Gemini. There is LinkedIn AI summaries. And there are so many more now. There is Grok, which is coming up, Elon Musk, and so on. There is a lot of them which are there you can use. Perplexity is one. So now, how else can students leverage AI for learning, careers, and personal branding? So, when I say students, please don't think that it is those young teenagers who are students. All of us are students. Everywhere. We are all learning. The day we stop learning, that is the last day of our lives. Then you vegetate. So, how can you use AI for learning? And and if I take those students who are going to universities, this would be even more applicable to them. Use AI to learn faster, smarter, and with more depth. Yes. Let it be your 24 by 7 tutor, personal tutor. Any clarification you have, any doubt you have, you can very clearly go to AI. Now, train your thinking, not just your content consumption. See, there are some frameworks which are there, so when there is uncertainty, how do you think? There is a framework for that. Your thinking should be streamlined. It should not be just about consuming content. Use AI to build your career readiness early. So maybe what you need to do is your CV needs to be polished. Get it polished. We will see how you can polish your CV very shortly. And in today's world, your CV, more important than that is your cover letter. How to develop a cover letter using AI, which reflects the true you. I've been guiding students, and I always tell them that whenever you go for any interview with a company, look at their website and identify what is the vision of the company. That vision, try and find qualities in yourself which align with that vision and put it in your covering letter. You see the difference, the magic that it makes. Use AI for interview mastery. Yes, you can, have AI being the interviewer and you being the interviewee, and then it can continue like that. Use AI to explore careers deeply. Of course, identify your own strengths, your weaknesses, your passion. Identify the companies who are coming, what do they need, what has been their story, what has been their history, and try and merge them both. And you will see the passion, the magic again. As I am using the word again, you'll see the magic coming out. And use AI as a co-pilot for your projects and internships. See, most professors, faculty, management, they are worried about one aspect, and that is that we people, by using AI, they feel that originality will be lost. Yes, it can be lost, but on the other hand, it can be enhanced. When you do your academic work, get your original thoughts out. And once they are out, use AI as a co-pilot to polish them. Don't ask AI to write your academic work, because then it is somebody else's and you won't get the benefit out of it. For competitions, hackathons, and case contests, AI can be very useful to you. For entrepreneurship, we just saw how a business can be developed by coming up with some wonderful ideas, wonderful thoughts. As long as you have set the basis, AI can polish it like a gemstone and let it shine that way. And one thing that I now want to bring out to you is AI won't replace hard working, curious students. It will replace students who refuse to use AI intelligently. The key word is intelligently. So, how can some universities enable students to leverage AI for learning and careers? Today, not only young people, I took a session of Chandigarh University day before yesterday, and I found that there were colonels, lieutenant colonels, there were middle level managers who were attending the university. So I'm not talking about just freshers, it could be anyone. How universities can enable students to leverage AI for learning and careers. Building a multidisciplinary AI literacy layer for all students. Foundation courses should, for AI, that would be great. Then you could have so many others sessions where AI, like you can have mentors, you can have student mentors, faculty mentors, can guide students to understand how to ethically as well as correctly use AI for their purpose. Now, setting up AI learning studios and labs across campus. Yes, by labs, nowadays labs are not about H2, HCl and acids and alkalis and things like that. There would be just a few, two or three laptops, computers, which people can use and have workshops, a number of workshops for students who can learn about everyday use of AI, how to use it that way. That will make, I mean, the universities have the bandwidth, the power, the money to make that happen. And integrate AI into all courses, assignments, assessments. This is here to stay. AI is here to stay. So leverage it intelligently, correctly. Don't, in a short term thought, ban it for students. You can't ban it. It will always surface. So then use it as a co-pilot. That is what I'm trying to bring out. Career services, of course, they become AI first. Universities can leverage AI to make students go through that entire interview process in a much better way. Help them polish their CVs, help them understand what are the companies, what are the values that companies are seeking, all using AI. Then some AI tools for job seekers. How can your university help you? Of course, I have already said CV optimization with AI, interview preparations using simulators, and job matching and coaching. Yes, job matching is very important for universities as to AI platforms enable your qualifications, your interests to match with that of the company. And especially answering the common question like, tell me about yourself in any form. Now, that's a very tricky question, mind you. And AI will help you achieve that. Then, of course, boost your CV with AI. Spot the flaws. Imagine writing the prompt, asking AI to act as a recruiter for your role. Maybe you are into education sector. Review my resume below and highlight the weak areas, overused buzzwords, and missing metrics. Be brutally honest. And AI can really help you understand your resume. What are the real weak areas? Oh, so we all have takia kalams, what we say. We keep using certain words again and again, right? Like passion. I've been using passion all through. So maybe this buzzword, AI will catch it and use it correctly and make you correct it. Second is rewrite for impact. Ask, the prompt would be to the AI, rewrite this resume to sound more result driven, quantifiable, and compelling for my role, as whatever role that may be. Focus on achievements, not just duties. And AI will help you rewrite that resume in a much more focused way, a targeted way, and craft my hook. Yes, USP, I talked about it. The prompt that you can ask is you tell AI to write a powerful 3-line professional summary that hooks a recruiter in under 10 seconds. Prioritize impact, clarity, and value. The way Nadira was able to create that hook, the 3-line hook, you can also do it for yourself. I want to finally, before we end, I want to give you a very simple framework what you can use to write your own stories. And that is connect your brand. A simple 7-part mnemonic. Clarity, we have discussed it enough. Know what you stand for. Originality, it has to be your story, your angle, not somebody else's. Build a consistent narrative, something which flows. It cannot be abrupt. It has to be smooth like a river, the water flowing in a river. It has to be niche. Pick your lane. Understand what is your specialty. What is it that people come to you to ask? That may be your niche. Engagement, reply, reflect, relate. So, what it means is that in case of you are on LinkedIn, then you should be, if there is any query, anything written on your note, on a post that you have made, there has to be a reply. You need to have good reflections. You need to relate to what you are doing and what you are writing. Consistency, small steps weekly. Yes. So on a LinkedIn, you may ask yourself that I will write one post every week, maybe a small post. I will comment once every week, at least on somebody's post that has come my way. Or I will write an article. Any small steps that you have to show you as a thought leader, maybe that's your consistency. And of course, trust. You have to show, not just tell. And so by that show, I mean that if there is something that you are good at, as I said, maybe about vehicles, so maybe you should write an article where you have maybe analyzed a new vehicle which has come and told people, because you are passionate about it, you have researched it, tell people, values, the qualities, the thoughts that only you can do, and that adds to their knowledge. No, don't just tell, show, right? And now I come to the final word that I want to say, and that is, don't fear AI. Use it to become the strongest version of yourself. Personal brand is something that you can never get away with. Even today, without moving your finger, you have a personal brand. So since you already have it, might as well work on it to make it much better, to make it serve your purpose, to make it have your ideas being known to the world, to make the world know what you are. Thank you so much. It has been a real pleasure interacting with you, and I do hope that this brief talk that I have had will make a difference to your lives. Bye.